A day in the life of a general superintendent. This video is going to be remarkable because I'm going to talk to you about some things that really make this position work and steer you away from the things that don't, like the milquetoast performance of what the industry tells you to do now. So if you really want to know what a day in the life of a general superintendent should look like, then stay with us on this video. You're about to find out. Oh my gosh, I've got this marker here and I'm ready to go. And I'm going to talk to you about a couple of key concepts that I love. By the way, I've been in these positions, I've learned from the best, and I hope you can get value from what I'm saying. There's one thing that I want to start out with that's going to make everybody mad. As soon as you have a superintendent that's gone from assistant superintendent on a job to project superintendent and then to general superintendent, typically what happens is instead of that general superintendent providing guidance for the job or for multiple jobs, usually construction companies nowadays will loop that general superintendent into corporate, neutralize them, and have the general superintendent spending most of their time on proposals, which isn't bad every now and then, too much time on corporate efforts, too many projects to oversee, and we've completely neutralized the position. So we've got great builder, and then we're like, let's just cut their feet out from underneath them. Why? Why would we do this? If I have a general superintendent in our construction company that knows how to build jobs, they'll either be building mega projects with a team or with 2 or 3 teams max, but I'm going to pay the crap out of them and I'm going to keep those master builders consistently building projects well. I'm not going to neutralize them at corporate. So I just want to start out by saying that this is one of the biggest problems that we have is in our current business structures, neutralizing our builders and pulling them off into milquetoast assignments. It's just not a good idea. Let me say this. When a general superintendent typically goes and does a walk, a visit, or a meeting, which is typically now the interface that the general superintendent has with the team, it's usually not effective because the GS has nothing they can see. So check this out. What I want to see for general superintendents is on a single page, a macro level TAC plan. I want to see the zone maps up on the wall. I want to see, or on a mural board, I don't care. I want to see the current logistics plan. I want to see the current org chart for the project site. I want to see the risk and opportunity register. I want to see the procurement log. If we have visuals here, see, that's what people don't get. Out of all of the different things that are amazing about TAC planning, even if none of those existed, the best thing about TAC planning is you see your plan on one page. It's beautiful. It's remarkable. It's gorgeous. So if I'm a general superintendent and I'm going to go walk, the walks will be just a, hey, good job, pat on the back, BS experience, unless you're actually taking out there your 6-week look ahead and your weekly work plan, and you have your strategic plan that the general superintendent can see. Then it's a walk being like, oh, are you on track? Are you on track? What about that? Oh, let's reference this. Oh, there's a handoff. Go show me how you do that. Oh, we have something coming up in the overall plan. Hey, what about this procurement log? People talk about what they can see. And if they can't see it, it's, hey, good job, bye-bye. So general superintendent walks used to, back in the day when planning was all by hand and visual before computers, field walks were amazing. These were the gods, lowercase g, gods of building. Then we go to computers, everything goes into passive information. Now you can't see it. Then it turned into pats on the backs. Good job. Completely worthless, the field walks with general superintendents. We've got to get to the point now where we're using our plotters and where we're using our tools again. I don't know where this paperless garbage came from. I don't know why we need to go paperless. Get that darn look ahead in the weekly work plan in your hand and go do a real field walk and print the darn strategic planning documents up on the wall. Let's get it done. We got to get back to visual communication. Now the field walks will go back to what they once were, a master builder, training, coaching, and digging. The visit, same thing. If you're going to visit the project, how are you going to add value unless you can see what you need to see? If you're in a meeting, how are you going to add value unless you can see what you need to see? You've got to have these strategic planning documents if you're going to be effective. And so let me talk to you about a day in the life of a general superintendent. And I think this is absolutely fantastic. So when you start your day, like we talk about early in the morning, you're going to do your morning routine. Okay? This is important because it's not done very often. So the morning routine routine you're going to wake up, you're going to take care of your pets, you're going to do breakfast, you're going to do your hygiene. Hopefully you did that before you got into your bed covers. Whatever it is that you do, coffee, prayer, spiritual thought, business thought, but you're going to add your box breathing. Now here's why. You as a general superintendent, you shape the culture. The culture is the owner of the business, CEO, president, COO, leadership team, and you're an executive with the project director or project executive that helps communicate company culture. You're grumpy, you're pissed off, the team's going to see it. You've got to do your box breathing in the morning and then recite you're grateful, what you're going to do to give, and get rid of any of your negative energy. For you as a general superintendent, doing this box breathing is absolutely crucial before you go anywhere. Now, as a general superintendent, and I learned this when I was a field director, you're not going to have a consistent leader standard work week. So your project superintendent, they can time block Monday through Friday. Every Monday I'm doing this, every Wednesday I'm doing this, every Friday I'm doing this, right? People on the site can do this. If you have multiple projects that you're overseeing, your calendar is going to look different. So the way you have to plan throughout the week is you have to have weekly work plan, leader standard work template that changes every week, but you're like, Monday, I'm on such and such job, but make sure you're focused and you're time blocked and you're there and you're not multitasking. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to help with the interview prep Monday afternoon. Tuesday, I'm doing some corporate things. Okay, but in the afternoon, I'm going to job such and such. Wednesday, I'm spending the whole day there. This will change every week, but it has to be done and figured out the week before. So that once you do your morning routine, you actually go directly in and you plan your day. Don't start your day until it's finished on paper, and you'll have to rely on the weekly work plan that you made the week before for the plan for that day. But here's something I want to say. It's crucial for you, especially as a general superintendent, to be reading good books. Let me give you a couple. So our books, Elevating Construction Superintendents, Elevating Construction Senior Superintendents, Elevating Pre-Construction Planning, Tax Steering and Control, Elevating Construction Foreman. Let's go to some others, right? Never Split the Difference, How to Win Friends and Influence People. The books by Patrick Lencioni are crucial. You've got to educate your mind, because you can't give to a team from an empty mind, just like you can't give to needy people from an empty bank account or an empty pantry, right? Like, you've got to be able to give that wisdom and know what you're talking about. So you've got to know those systems. So make sure on your way to work, you're listening to the right audiobooks, listening to the right podcasts. I recommend the Elevate Construction podcast, and you're jamming out. Now, when you go do any interaction, what I want you to do is, it's not a pat on the back. Like, let's say you're doing a field walk. When you go in, know what you're looking for. What is the system that you're following? Dig into at least 3 things. I learned that from Bill Oakland. And then leave with assignments and a challenge to do better. Now, if the project site isn't clean, if the project site is out of control, if the project site isn't safe, shut it down. You cannot tolerate bad behavior by the project team. If it's going good and you got assignments, okay, let's do better next month, that's fine. But if it's out of control, the success of that job is determined by the worst behavior you are willing to tolerate. And make sure you keep track of those assignments. And then the next time you're looking for progress on these jobs continually, and you're always wanting to make sure, and this is a good pattern, I'll close out with this. You're always going to make sure you're enabling your teams. That means that everything your teams are doing has to have a plan on a timeline, and they have to have the right mentor, which could be you, which means training, and the right resources. As a general superintendent, when you're doing these walks, do they have a plan? Is it on the timeline? Do they have the right training or mentor? And do they have the right things that they need? It's your job to get those things to your people. And then obviously at the end of the day, finish your day, close out your assignments, do your box breathing, and go home to your family ready for another day. Your job can get really chaotic if you don't have a personal organization system. So this is a day in the life of a general superintendent. I hope you've loved this, because I love this stuff. It worked for me. It will work for you. We're going to turn this into a visual and a blog post. I hope you've loved this. On we go.